And hello to all my Aquarius friends. I'd like to welcome you in. My name is Scott Sagent, and today I'll be doing your free Psychic Tarot reading for May 2023. Now today they have dialed up for my great Aquarians a storyline spread. Storyline spread is a great spread for general readings because it casts a very wide net across the entire sign of Aquarius. We're going to be telling different stories. It's like a bunch of mini readings all in one. Different stories for different Aquariuses going through different things. Storyline spread is also great because they can talk about anything they want. One story can be about love, the next about money, and so forth, work and health, and all over the place wherever they want to go with it. So we're going to find the story in here that is right for you. You may hear different parts of different stories that resonate with you, and that's okay if it does. But at the end of the day, our goal, our objective is to find the story that is a home run and all about you. So we're going to do that today. They've asked that I conclude your reading with no extra at the end. So that means that either the storyline spread is going to be very large with a lot of stories, or that Aquarius is just relatively in pretty good darn shape in the month of May. We just got to get them a little bit of information here and get them on their way. They're good to go. Also going to conclude your reading with the runestone. That'll tie a nice little bow around this project that we call May. Let's get started, guys. The cards are already shuffled. I do that ahead of time to save us all a bunch of time. I'm going to bring you in the overhead view here so you can watch, but my camera did turn off on me. It does like to do that if I wait too long. So here we go, kind of working on the fly here, getting these technical difficulties out of the way, and now we are recording. All right, so here we go. These are the ritual cuts here, Aquarius, basically cutting each deck into thirds, put them back together in a separate order. That satisfies the ritual aspect of tarot. It is the same procedure for personal private reading, so it's just like you're here with me now. And we're ready to go with your storyline spread. The storyline spread starts with 5 cards. I expanded out from there where I need to go, but these are your core 5. And the storyline spread sometimes do get a little large, and if that happens, it's going to move off the screen, off the camera quite a bit, but don't worry, I'll move the camera around and let you see everything. That's actually my end, so it's not going to be too massive, at least not yet. I know that because this gentleman here is looking back inward, so that brackets me off. It's my stop order from Spirit. So now I got to get the pairings together, what goes where and who goes to what. This is going to be one story there. And okay, so we're looking at it like this. It's going to be 3 different stories. Larger one here, middle, small, kind of got the whole variety pack. But now I need to tack on more cards. This is a major arcana card in the Fool, so it's going to get 2 cards to describe it. Completely blocked too, so we're going to address that momentarily. Coming up here, this is just the star card. Major arcana gets 2 to describe it. And then down here we have 2 pip cards, both inverted. That's just going to get 1 card to describe kind of both of those happenings, what's going on there. And I need oracle cards for every single story. This is going to be relevant because this is going to break some of the ties for how many are inverted or not. Now I read the angel cards only upright. The tarot cards I go inverted and upright. 78 definitions turn into 156 there, but as far as the stories go and how many are inverted, I just first pull them the way they come. So there we go. For example, this story right here is going to now be 2 upright, 2 inverted. That's a good distribution. That story is done. Get it off the camera for a minute. I'll show you in a moment. This story up here, not enough inverted to matter anyway, so this story is good to be read just the way it looks. Just a matter of showing you on the screen. I'll set it up like that. And then down here, this is going to need a discard to see if Spirit wants this completely blocked the way they left it. Because we're still 3 out of 4 here. There's my discard off screen. You can't see that, but Spirit is basically saying here they want this story completely upright. So I'm going to do that, but the order needs to stay the same. That is very important in tarot to do so. So now that story is done. All the card work is done, in fact, so let me show you up close. I'm going to do this story first. Then let's go up here to 2. We'll go the smaller one, smaller route. We'll save the big one for last. Long story short there. So there's 2. And then 3 is going to be this large one here, with ending with spread your wings. Got some love stuff in there. Got some money stuff in there and work. Got the whole variety pack, really. Let's get to work, guys. Let's see what your 3 stories have for you in May. Let's see where you fit, what story is all about you. All right, I did say that one last, so let me just change my order so I don't forget what I'm doing, what I told you. Hold myself accountable to where we go. All right, here we go. Story 1. The very first card they pull here is your Fool card. This is the card that you're basically attaching to. This is the attachment card. So if you're on a brand new journey of some form, you would know. if you're on a brand new journey. If it's like you just started something brand new that wasn't there before, you've never done this before, let's say a new diet, new exercise program. Hey, you started a new relationship, you started a new job, you started, let's see, what else could it be? Something new with money. Hey, I started a brand new 401k, never done such a thing before. So these are all things of new journey. If you are on a brand new journey, you could very well be with me in story 1. New journeys are exciting. A lot of excitement around that bubble of story 1. However, new journeys, at least in tarot, they come with a little bit of a cautionary note with the Fool card, because the Fool is walking along the edge of a cliff, essentially. And, it's very beautiful. It's very exciting, like I said, but at the same time, you don't want to slip and miss a step because you're looking at the scenery where you should be looking at your feet, okay, a little bit. So it's just basically saying wind it back a little bit. Make sure you're looking where you're going, watching your step. The steps are important. And, just kind of play it a little conservative with your new journey. Besides that, it's checking in very good. There is a part in here where there is something that they're saying that you have left behind you, but you really don't like it. So whether this is a person, whether this is a bad habit, whether this is just something you just sold or got rid of, or fill in the blank. It's the energy of leaving something behind and not looking back, except in this deck that they wanted to use for you, you are looking back. You're thinking about this all the time. You're like, oh man, did I make the right decision here? Did I make the right decision to go on this journey? I'm not sure. Or maybe you just missed something. They show a heart attachment here with my 8 of Cups. And the Cups is the suit of the heart, the loved ones. So there is an emotional attachment there. And of course, that is why the cordage is attached to you and why it's so hard for you to break it or to get over something or to, you miss this, you miss that. They show that a decision has been made, though. So you've blown the horn on this. You've made this decision. Now you got to live with this decision, okay? So it's kind of saying, like, be true to the nightmares of your choosing. Or maybe not a nightmare. Maybe be true to the dreams of your choosing. Whatever the kind of the backlot is here, it's like this happened for a reason. You made these decisions for a reason, Aquarius, okay? So, you've blown the horn for a reason, and here you are. So, no reason to look back, okay? I know it's hard. It's much easier said than done, but that is what Spirit's talking about. They do bring up teaching and learning here, so not only are you learning lessons, but you can help other people learn from the same stuff that you went through too. Okay, so there are learning and teaching opportunities here that are to be had. And it can be on either side of that. You could be the one doing the teaching, or you could be the one doing the learning. When you go through whatever has this major decision was for you, more than likely that was you learning. But now, maybe you're on the other side of this. Maybe now you can teach and give back. It says in the card itself, to keep an open mind, learn new ideas, and then teach the ideas to others. So it's a very much giving type of vibe. In fact, giving has been a pretty big theme through a lot of my signs in the readings for this month. All right, let's get into story 2, guys. Good story. Story 2, we start with the attachment card of, the war and the chaos is starting to slow down a little bit. Thank goodness. So if that feels like you, hey, you've just been through a patch where it was just like a battlefield. Doesn't matter what it is, if it's in the workplace or if it's in the family, if it's in a relationship or where it comes at you from. But if you've just been through the ringer, you've been through the brunt of the battle. It is my card of war and chaos. If that sounds like something you've just been through, you could very well be with me here in story 2. That's what they bring in first. The good news is that this war and chaos is starting to calm the heck down, which is wonderful because now you can kind of find calm within this storm. It doesn't mean that it's over. It doesn't mean that it's all settled, because it's probably not, okay? But it's getting better. And better is an improvement, and we cannot knock improvement. You got to grow where you can grow. How you can grow. The next thing they show here is the 10 of Swords. So that's letting you know that the sting aspect to this. It's Spirit's way of saying, hey, you know what, Aquarius, this is just like little paper cuts. This is my card of death by 1,000 paper cuts. That's what I call it, because this is not dangerous. This is not scary. This is not threatening, but it is annoying. It's like nobody wants a paper cut. And you move your hand a certain way and you get reminded by this little cut of, the pain of it. It stings. It's annoying. It's a nuisance. So that's the energy of what they talk about in your story in the month of May. It's kind of perpetrating into your May, maybe from previous, maybe from because there's something you need to deal with here, or maybe they're just telling a story about what is. The next thing we show here is a really powerful thing, because it takes the work away from me. It takes the obligation away from what I have to tell you, because you already know what to do here. You know what to do and how to deal with this and how to get to a calm place in the storm and get the stress and the drama settled, the circumstances away from all the painful aspects of it. You know what to do. You might not think that. You might think, oh no, I really don't know what to do. Spirit is saying, actually you do, okay? It's my you know what to do card, and it says trust your inner knowledge and then act upon it without delay. So it's saying basically to not procrastinate. Don't wait. Hey, snap to it, get to it. You know what to do already. So you got the strength, you got the tools. The other moving part of this story here is my Two of Pentacles. It's on a block. It's on an invert. This is a disbalance, an imbalance, making up words now. It's an imbalance between two different corners of your life. Usually this is work and family for most people. Love and work. Work takes a lot of hours. It sucks the hours out of the family. And, if you got family dynamics going on, it's really hard to function at work. So that's kind of the balancing act of the pendulum here. With two areas of your life, it doesn't mean that that's the two that they're referring to. Maybe this is something to do with health. Maybe this is something to do with finances, balancing with those other areas of your life. Okay, so the balancing act, the trick for May is to, it's letting you know that it is not going to be a perfect balance. It's going to be a challenge, but that is what your challenge is to do. It's just to try to keep it upright. It's just like the waiter or the waitress that's walking I'm seeing this visual of a waitress carrying a plate of or a tray of water out to a table. They bring water to everybody at restaurants and stuff like that. So she's bringing out all these waters to this big table and trips. Okay. Well, she stumbles a little bit, but doesn't fall. Okay. Maybe just, catches. Okay. Well, that's what you got to do. Okay. You just got to balance it in just enough way as it's trying to fall, as you hit these speed bumps in your life or trip over your own feet or whatever you got going on. You just got to keep this thing balanced. That's what you need to do there in story 2. Very good wrap up there for story 2. Before we get into story 3, which is your big one, I do need to cut away to tell you about the moon cycles. It's going to play a relevant part in this, as well as tell you about the brand new product, the brand new service, and a free reading. What? Okay guys, it is moon cycle forecast time, but first I'm going to break order a little bit here because I'm just so excited about the new gemstone in the shop. I got to tell you about it first. I can't wait, and it is citrine. You notice I got citrine here on my work table here, my tarot table. I got raw citrine. I also have a piece of gemstone, tumbled, polished citrine. I love them both so much that I have them both here, but citrine is a must for business, for profession. If you have an office, a place of business, citrine is huge for that. A host of other great things too. Basically, clear quartz under different pressure becomes citrine, and under a different pressure becomes amethyst. So huge high vibration stone there. You're gonna see right here the different pictures of the citrine. They are large, just like my piece that's on the table here, the tumbled one, as well as the write-up. The write-up, I'm just going to go over it very quickly because I want you to go to the website and check it out. Check out the full scope of all the great things citrine does for your health, for spiritual health, for metaphysics, the whole lot. It's great for so many things, guys. Worth checking out. ScottSagent.com. While you're at ScottSagent.com, make sure you're signed up for the newsletter. We're going to be doing a free reading here very soon. Just, a little bird in my ear here telling you a little bit of advice ahead of time that there is a free reading coming. So if you know anybody interested in free readings, tell them to join the newsletter. Also, the newsletter sign up is free on the website, ScottSagent.com, on the bottom of every single page. So let's talk about that new product on the website. It is a huge one, guys. It is called Telling Time. More than likely, you've seen me do a Telling Time reading for your sign before. It comes up once in a while. Now, last month was huge. I did 4 telling times for the different signs, and they don't come up very much. So that's Spirit's way of saying, hey, you know what, Scott? We got to get telling time out there to the public, to the masses, get them on with this. Now, what is telling time good for? Telling time presents a window of opportunity for you. Within the next year, usually it is set in the future, and it's Spirit's way of saying, hey, this is the best time to do this. So if you have a question with the word when in there, that is what telling time is good for. When should I sell my house? When should I start looking for a new job? When would be a good time for me to find true love? When is a good time for me to start a 401k? When is a telling time deal. That is available right now on the website, scottsagent.com. I'll show you examples of that too. There's a link on there if you want to see more about telling time. But let's get those moon cycles, guys, because we have what is called a new moon. That is called a black moon coming in the month of May. But the first thing that hits, guys, is on May 5th, and that is our full moon. Most people view my videos right here, beginning of the month, May 1, 2, and 3. And if that's the case, and that's you are in that full moon energy right now, guys, and this is the best time in the entire month to get anything out of your life that you don't want there anymore at all, that you got to get rid of. Could be a person. You got to purge some people out of your life, some negativity. Maybe some of you got to sell something, finish up an old project, repurpose something. If it's got to go out of your life, kick a bad habit, doesn't matter what it is, but the full moon energy presents great opportunities to do such things. Adversely, we have that new moon energy that comes in kind of middle to late part of the month. That hits on the 19th, the apex there, but you don't have to do these things on the exact date. You know, there is a flow of the tides going in. The tides coming in, tides coming out, but these are the moon cycles. So here is your new moon energy hitting on the 19th, but pretty much a week around there is the greatest time to bring things in to your life. If you're trying to attract it, you're trying to get a new job, you're trying to bring in new money, you're trying to bring in new love. If the word new is attached to it, new health. New moon. Very easy to remember in that way. It is called the black moon because it's the third new moon in the season. It's a little slang there. It's called the black moon. And of course, the new moon is the absence of the moon, so it makes sense. So that is the moon cycles, what's going on. Brand new products in the shop I'm very excited about. You guys got to check it all out when you can, when you find time. Make your way over to the website. But let's get back to your reading. Okay, Aquarius, I am back with story number 3, the first attachment card that they are saying, hey, this is how you figure out if this is about you. Hey, if you got a lot of ways things can go right now, a lot of choices, a lot of different options. This could very well be you here with me in story 3. This is my 7 of Cups, and it's Spirit's way of saying there are 7 different paths for you to choose from right now. So you don't really know which way to go. It's almost like too much to choose from to get you to choose because you don't know what's best. And that is good energy to, if that's the way you're experiencing this, it's very good because Spirit here is saying that there are some paths in here that are not good for you at all. So you do have to be very, very careful about your choices in May, especially heart ones, emotional, love type choices. Now, what they show next is that they really want you to focus on this, the warm and the fuzzy. You get those butterflies, you get that warm and fuzzy feeling, whether you're single, whether you're in a relationship. We're kind of focused on love at this point in this story, but the warm and fuzzy is the key here. If it makes you feel that way, your heart flutter. These are all good things. That's the choice. That is the path for you. If it doesn't, maybe you're trying to force something, okay? We don't want that. So look for the warm and fuzzy. Look for the welcoming energy, maybe with family, this person's other side of the family, if they're very welcoming, that's the kind of energy we want here. Okay, so whatever they're referring to about you, contextually, this is a much bigger picture. So you don't have to be single to have this make sense. The next thing we show here is the star card. So this is the card about wish fulfillment. It's also the card about momentum, destiny, things that happen for a reason and a bigger purpose. So it's less about your choices here in May. If you're here with me in story 3, it is more about kind of the way things unfold, the planetary alignments. You don't have any control of that. You have control of your day-to-day choices, but that's not what it's about right now. Spirit is saying you are working with a larger part of the outline here. This is something that you probably designed for yourself before you came here. That is the era that you're working on here in story 3. They do show a new chapter, so that kind of reinforces what I just said about that, hey, we're moving into a chapter here, whether you're ready to or not. A lot of you are already there, they're telling me. So that's very good too. What's this chapter going to be about? Well, you're going to find out very, very soon, probably May. May is the kickoff. Now, this can also be a card about long distance. So there may be some long distance, maybe travel with work, may want to think about work from a distance or whatever they're trying to say long distance for, or creating space between, can come up for you very relevantly here in story 3. They do show 2 people that are on a block. It's a very interesting thing because we had such kind of, well, I guess it was more informative information before, but now they're showing that this is not the time to advance steps between people. Okay, so this is not the time to like move in with somebody. This is not the time to commit to a full-blown relationship. Hey, let's go on a few more dates first. It's just that kind of energy. It doesn't mean that it's significant, like a huge deal, but they're also saying spread your wings. So you got kind of a dichotomy of a mix going on here of energies, because in spread your wings it says don't hold back right now. The timing is perfect and you're ready to soar. But the timing is perfect with what? And you're ready to soar with what? So make sure that you're ready and you're at these steps before you move to these next steps. And if you are, then you're good. But if you're not sure, that's why we go back to the warm and fuzzy. How do you feel about it first? Does it make you feel warm and fuzzy? Does it make you feel welcomed? There's a lot of choices, a lot of different ways things can go here, and maybe slow playing for some people is the best way right now. We definitely don't have to rush things. But if you're in a good situation, Spirit is saying spread your wings and launch. There we go. Great story 3 to wrap up your reading. Let's grab a rune stone, guys. And that'll conclude what has been a very good reading. These are already mixed up. I'll give one more swirl, like I always do. And here we go. Some Aquarius rune stone. It's going to be this one right here. This is an interesting one. This is the rune of defense. We got defense coming in here. So there's a reason to draw the boundary, draw the line. We just kind of talked about that here. Make sure you're ready for that step. If not, you got to play defense. You got to, I was going to say go on the offense, but you don't need to go on the offense. All you've got to do is just kind of keep things in front of you. Zoom out a little bit. It's okay to not go forward right now, and that's one way of saying defense. So you can see defense there pretty clearly in story 3, because we just talked about that in a great push. Defense here in story 2. Defense very much strongly about holding back to focus on not spilling the tray. Okay, really finding balance between work. Well, if it's work for you, it's work for most people, work and family. But for whatever it is that you're trying to find balance in, it's just saying hold back. You don't have to go on the offensive. You don't have to chase change right now. You don't have to do anything major. And the things that you do have to do, they're already saying, you know what to do. We're good. And then defense over here. Defense just lines up with the Fool card because that's cautionary note. So it's them saying defense. Hey, defend yourself. Watch your step. We talked about steps in 3 too. So defense. You can see it in every single story. That concludes what has been a very interesting reading for my Aquariuses. Man, I really liked that third story. It was so detailed. It was like it was almost like a drama unfolding. It's very interesting how Spirit does that with certain stories. So that concludes what has been a very interesting reading, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Please remember to like and subscribe. I do these videos every single month. Have a great May, and I'll talk to you soon.